So day 2 with Eileen the Mastiff. So we touched on how amazing the first night was, which then takes us to where we are now. So again, she slept straight through, no accidents, no crying. Again, not taking credit for that at all. I think we did a good job with the crate of setting it up and kind of being flexible. We thought she'd want a pen, but it ended up that she loved the crate. So that worked really nicely. But the breeders have just done an incredible job, especially with toilet training. So that made that side of it really good. And it's a kind of a testament to why doing your research and finding excellent breeders can be worth its weight in gold. Which then took us on to day 2, which was our first full day with Eileen at home, ready to really dive into our Perfect Puppy Course that we kind of practice what we preach, and we're just following the same thing that I help all my clients with. So going into day 2, we kind of wanted the structure element of it, and it's difficult for me to step back and let Rachel run with it because she's taking lead with Eileen for the first time. But we are stuck in a national lockdown and we were pretty much snowed in. Now we have got 4x4, so we were able to just about get out, but we can't really go out to do any formal socialising, so we made the most of what we've got here. We are on a farm, so straight away we were getting her out to, we've got a different garden, a couple of different paddocks, so we were exposing her to those. Loads more socialisation with the dogs, so lots of opportunities to play, and then just socialising with things in and around the house. She's in a new environment. Just because we advocate for early socialisation doesn't mean that you have to go out to the busiest part of town straight away. There's loads of different sights, smells, sounds in the home.
Things like Hoover, so we did the hoovering, dishwasher, washing machine, tumble dryer, all those things that make really weird noises for a dog, especially if they've not encountered them before, which she wouldn't have because they were outside of the house, weren't they, at the breeders. So those kind of things. And also I really wanted to focus on day 2 of her spending time with the boys and bonding with the boys really, which, not being big-headed, but I think we've done a pretty good job of. So our boys are 5 and 2. She's really, really bonded with Jackson, who's our 2-year-old. He just has like this natural way.
Yeah, it is scary with dogs. Yeah. It's a proper natural.
Yeah, so like obviously puppy nipping is a bit of a thing, but Jackson just deals with it. He just like walks away. It's
his
like
timing's
so
impeccable.
casual.
He'll brush her away. He tries to copy my verbal corrections, which is the cutest thing in the world. So I'll do a noise, and he tries to imitate it, but it's with the right timing and a good amount of kind of physical brushing them away. It's beautiful to watch, but they've become very attached. The love story between her and Puppy continued, didn't it? They're becoming best friends. Is the true love story.
So they settle together, they play together. She hasn't really actually done that much playing one-on-one with Sully, which is unusual because Sully usually likes to get involved in that kind of thing, but he's kind of taken a step back and let Puppy do it, and it's so cute.
It is amazing.
They like kiss each other, lick each other. So she's just settled in really well. And I say socialisation now. We were going to do a bit of obedience on day 2.
But this is where we've run into the English Mastiff charms.
It just didn't happen. She was either playing, which we didn't want to interrupt because obviously that relationship part is so important for us, or she was asleep. So that's just how she is.
Yeah, and obviously we've gone through training with Puppy. We've recently been on training with one of our members of the Fenrir team, Joe's had a Labrador puppy, and you can keep them engaged for 5-10 minutes at a time. Yeah, good luck with that with an English Mastiff. It'll get done. You just need patience, consistency, and for me as well, what do we want from our English Mastiff? Walk perfectly to heel, sit, stay, come back when you ask her to. If we can do those things, and then on top of impeccable manners. Yeah, it's more.
It is a lot more day to day. It's a lot more about the manners for us. So, if she stays as calm and relaxed as she is now, that's cool. Like the obedience stuff is what it is, but it's more to us about being chill in the house and being polite
and being good with the kids and good with the dogs, good with the dogs, into the family. So day 2 was kind of more around that. We were hoping around meal times you were going to be able to get some more obedience stuff done, but like I say, even getting her awake enough to have something to eat has been proven to be a challenge. And she'll fall asleep whilst eating if you're not careful. So Yeah, the obedience, it was always going to be the case. She's not going to be like Puppy. She's not going to be like a Labrador. I've always said that a perfect canine companion, that's my little phrase, isn't a dog that can jump through hoops and do tricks and do spins. It's about a polite, calm, quiet, well-mannered dog. And she's already coming on amazingly in those fronts, and the obedience bits will just come with patience and time. It'll just take her longer to get there than a Labrador or other breeds might.
It's one of those things that, like, we were really aware of it before we got her, but until you actually have them there, I don't think you quite appreciate it.
And as a canine behaviourist as well, I work with adult dogs, so I'll see it when it's gone really wrong in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, and I can come in and address them dead quickly. I rarely get to see dogs at this very, very young age. That's more of a dog trainer's role than a behaviourist's role, so it's fun for me to, and like I say, I'm trying to step back and let you lead it, but it's fun just to observe it and watch it. And it's nice, I've always got that thing in the back of my mind. It's, even if it has to wait, my thing is addressing older dogs and working with older dogs. So I think that gives us more patience than maybe more new owners might have that want it quicker.
I think touching on something else as well that I did discuss in a Q&A on Instagram, someone asked us about what we were doing differently compared to when we trained Mabel, who was our Cane Corso puppy, if you've not been following along since then. And I think the main thing is just, being more relaxed. We worried quite a lot when we got Mabel, and we were filming all the time, constantly. And I think that really put a pressure on, which, she was amazing. But this time we're just trying to be more relaxed because that's what Eileen needs us to be.
It's that thing of practicing what we preach. Again, it's a new thing, isn't it? So before we had Mabel, we weren't on YouTube. We weren't documenting things to tens of thousands of people. Now we are. With Mabel, that was new. And that was, like I say, I personally felt a pressure of making sure I was documenting all of that. And there was no off. I was working stupid hours, wasn't I, trying to keep on top of it. Whereas this time we're just getting clips. And I preach being a calm, consistent leader, and with Mabel, the stress, maybe from more like a work-based stress, didn't allow me to be as calm and as relaxed as I should have been this time. We're super chill and also, look, it went so fast, didn't it, with Mabel, because it was go, work. This time I'm just trying to step back and enjoy the process and enjoy her.
I think the lockdown helps with that as well, because again, with Mabel, it was like, right, socialise. Where can we go today? What can we do today? Whereas at the moment, it's just not really an option. Like, probably next week we can take her in the car to go and stand in a car park, but we can't.
Even that's sketchy at the minute because we're in a full only go out for emergencies and essentials. So it's that, like, we don't want to take the mick with the rules either. So it is, everybody's going through similar things. And again, I think it's maybe more stressful for other people with those, because again, I can have a dog from atrocious couple of years and I know that I can come in and address it quite quickly. So maybe for us it's a little bit, okay, well, if we miss out on a couple of bits, it's okay because that's my specialty. But I think maybe us going through this process might allow other people to be a bit more at ease. It's one of them things, it sucks, and it would be nice to be getting out and doing more socialization, but you can only do what the laws are allowing you to do at the minute. And hopefully we can show you that, yes, it might not be the best case scenario, but it doesn't mean that your dog's going to turn into a psychopath, and there's things that you can do in the future that I'll help you with through these videos to maybe address a couple of the gaps that might not have been able to fill because of lockdowns.
Because I think we're already aware that Eileen is quite sensitive, and that when we take her somewhere busy in a few weeks, that is going to be quite stressful for her. Like, we can already sort of tell that. So,
and as I always say, everything is built on leadership and your dog trusting that it can look up to you for guidance and direction. So even if you have the best socialized dog in the world, but they don't look up to you for guidance and direction, you can't socialise them to absolutely everything. So even the best socialised dog in the world at 2 years old might encounter something new and then freak out, and if they can't look up to you for guidance and direction, well, then you've got a disaster on your hands. If you've got a dog that isn't as well socialised, I'd rather a dog that isn't as well socialised but has an incredible relationship with their owner based on leadership and trust that dog that meets that same encounter of, oh, what is that? I'm freaking out, rather than them exploding, becoming reactive, aggressive, running away, go, how should we handle this? And that difference, that's why it's so important to get leadership and, again, being relaxed, calm, consistent leaders, that you can do from home, that you can achieve in lockdown. So my advice is to focus on those things if you're worried that you can't do as much socialisation as you'd like to.
Yeah, and don't underestimate all the different things you have in your house that you are socialising them to. Things like we said about hoovers and all that kind of thing.
Get YouTube on. If you wanted to go to the beach but you're not allowed, pull up a video, crank the volume up really loud, a beach with waves crashing. Might seem silly, but you can do it. If you can't get into a city, pull up a video of Times Square, just someone feel that they're there, crank the video up, pull up a fireworks display and put the video. It's enough, it gets that ball ticking, and you can work on your obedience while you're doing it and help to kind of keep them distracted and keep that leadership and relationship going. There's lots you can do. Like Rachel said, don't underestimate what you have at your disposal. Just find creative, unique ways of doing your best.
There we go.
Day 2. Day 2, done.